Hello, everybody. What's up, Steelers Nation? Joey the Truth Wagner with you. Welcome in here to the Truth Serum and the Truth Serum Podcast. Already episode 3. Football season is back. The games count. The Steelers had a crazy, wild, improbable 23-20 win in overtime against the Cincinnati Bengals week 1 in division on the road, an upset. Friends, I would like to say that it'll be the game of the year and the craziest game we will see. But, as I know and as you know, it's the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's never dull, it's never boring, it's never duplicated, and we'll probably see something even crazier later in the year. But a lot to break down here from week 1. The win, the defense, the injuries. New England coming up this Sunday at home for week 2. And Victor is with me again for this one. Victor, how are you doing tonight?
I'm great, man. I'm great. Good victory Monday, but at the same time, it came with a cost. But episode 3, let's go.
Yes, the cost could be very major, as T.J. Watt with his pectoral muscle situation, as he jogged off the field when he suffered the injury, he mouthed the words, "I tore my pec." So the injury is severe, and the question is this something where TJ's going to have surgery? Is he not? Is it season ending? We really don't know, friends. We really don't know. Various different reports have been coming out all day on the situation for TJ Watt. This report came out about 20 minutes ago from NFL Network's Ian Rappaport, reliable source. And he says here, Steelers reigning Defensive Player of the Year TJ Watt, still waiting on more information, but the belief is his pectoral injury will not require surgery and is not season-ending. He could be back in 6 weeks or so.
Okay, that's what I was assuming, because just off of me, when I was at a less significant level playing football, anytime that you go get that MRI, if it requires surgery, you usually get the surgery as fast as you can, or the procedure as fast as you can, for a speedier recovery. The second I heard reports that there was going to be a second and third opinion, I thought, okay, they want to confirm that it doesn't need surgery, because if that's the case, if you don't need surgery, then you need to make sure you're rehabbing it and you're rehabbing it right. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
I also thought that could also be him not want to be content with it. He doesn't want to hear that it's torn. But I figured that's the route it's going. Like you said, nothing is confirmed. It's all over the place. But as someone who was in the shoes of an athlete before and who has dealt with a various amount of injuries, I thought the same thing when I'm like, okay, if he's getting a second, third opinion, the staff either wants to for sure make sure this guy does not need surgery so they can rehab this right, they can treat that puppy the right way, or we're content with it. You know what I mean?
I'd say that this is season-changing for the Steelers if it's not season-ending.
By far. Either way it went. It's going to be season-changing.
Yes. Yes, but if you can get him back around the bye week or right after the bye, You can't expect any more out of this situation and how severe it could have been, because this is a game changer. The rare defensive player who can take over and win you a football game from the defensive side of the football. He had the sack against Burrow, had the interception against Burrow. And on the play he got injured on, I have never seen a pass rusher have so much fight and try so hard to get to the quarterback then on that play. Did you see the effort he put forth on the play that he got injured on? He was not going to be denied, pec muscle or not. He was getting to Joe Burrow.
By any stretch of the means, by any ways. T.J. Watt and just the Watt brothers as a whole, they seem to get it done, man. This defense is a Super Bowl defense. This defense, with or without T.J. Watt, is still going to be a very good defense, even close to elite. I think the loss of T.J. for these next couple weeks, you got to swallow the fact that you're not going to be as special, you're not going to be as wow factor. You still got a Minka, you still got that, but you know what I'm saying? When you lose T.J., you lose a little bit of that, oh my God, factor to it.
Yes.
However, I'm very confident in Malik Reed. I like what I saw from Alex Highsmith. I still think Larry Ogunjobi and Cam Hayward on the front line is really nice. So lots to still hold on to hope for. My biggest problem outside of the TJ thing is the offense, which I hope we can segue to, because I think that's the biggest factor with this season. I think the defense will hold its own. I believe TJ will be back. I think when he's back, you manage him slowly, but surely you don't just throw him right into the crossfire.
I completely agree. This is something where the Steelers have put themselves in a position where, and I'm not going to say handle it, because you're not going to be the same when losing someone of his magnitude. You're not.
How many weeks until the bye?
The bye this week is week 9.
Oh, that way.
Week 9 bye, so 8 weeks away from the bye.
Too bad it wasn't earlier.
And then he'd get that additional week from being in the bye week, correct?
Yes.
So yeah, that's an 8-9 week window for him to get back on his feet.
Yes. Exactly. And what I was going to say is you're not going to be the same, and not saying that Watt's injury is okay. It's not. For how special he is, it's devastating. But the Steelers and Omar Khan put themselves in a position where they can manage this with getting Malik Reed after the roster cuts of the preseason. Alex Highsmith showing what he did on Sunday, 3 sacks. For Highsmith, the best I've ever seen him. So I'm not saying that the Steelers are going to be the same, but I think with all the talent on that defense, the most expensive defense in the entire NFL, they should be able to weather the storm and still be very, very good. Just not being on the field for 94 plays like they were against the Bengals in week 1.
Exactly.
And them being on the field for 94 plays, we can sort of transition on over to the Steelers' offense, which was
atrocious.
Very underwhelming for the position that the Steelers' defense put them in, forcing 5 turnovers, and the offense only getting 10 points out of those 5 turnovers, because the defense got 7 of 7 on their own with a pick 6. So 10 points off of 4 other Cincinnati turnovers. The offense not good enough. Not good enough.
Not just good enough, not good at all. I know they didn't make a big mistake. I know they didn't stink up the joint completely. But this is how I feel. As an NFL offense, if your defense gave you 5 takeaways, that game should be 42-10.
No, we had,
that
7 sacks?
Yes. 7 sacks as well.
Who made the sack? Can you go through them?
Highsmith had 3, Watt had 1, Reed had 1, Hayward had 1, and Millette had 1 in overtime.
Oh, then they got it from everybody.
On the defensive side of the ball, they got it from everybody. The offensive side of the ball, basically Pat Freiermuth and one of the best catches I've ever seen from Deontay Johnson. Other than that,
that's it. Claypool on those end arounds, I'll give Claypool that.
Yes, Claypool was the leading rusher, had 36 rushing yards on those end arounds, which was big.
Yes. The thing about this offense, it all starts with the quarterback position. Mitch, now, whether that's him being nervous and feeling, answering his pants about the guy behind him, the kid behind him, I'm telling you right now, if he keeps on playing that very conservative, very hesitant, very not trying to do much at all type of game plan, I'm telling you, the fans in Pittsburgh by next week on Sunday are gonna let everybody and their mother know how they feel about Mitch Trubisky. So he has to get it together. He has to put his big boy pants on and step up and make some throws, make this offense a little more dynamic. I mean, Mitch is a runner. There was times where he was rolling out the pocket and he could have took off another 10, 15 yards down the field. He just didn't. He's hesitating. He doesn't believe what he's seeing. He's not making the big mistake like throwing picks or fumbling the ball.
Overall, he had a good game at all.
He missed some throws.
His
accuracy wasn't great.
It was a concern. It was definitely a concern. There was a couple throws I could think of. Even that throw to Deontay was a horrible throw. Let's just call it what it was. That was a horrible throw by Mitch to Deontay when Deontay made that Air Jordan logo catch. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not very confident in the offense. But the problem is that when you go back and look at the tape as well, man, the O-line did not do as bad as I thought they did in pass pro.
Yeah,
that's what makes it even way more concerning. The offensive line was bad in run blocking, but when it came to pass pro, God, it was not bad at all. I don't even think Mitch got sacked. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I think maybe one, I think once, but that was about it.
Because I'm telling you, the pressure wasn't really there. Mitch was rolling out of the pocket at times, but not because he had to, just because he was doing that out of whatever he was reading.
He was running so much for it. He should have set.
He's a runner. He's more of a runner than thrower.
He's more of a runner, but that's what I'm getting to. He's more of a runner. That's cool, but I had to admit, I will give that O-line that as much crap as I give them. They held their own in pass protection in Cincinnati. I went and watched the whole game again. So, at some point, I know this organization is stubborn. I know they're egotistical. I know they probably won't pull the plug when it comes to maybe getting the kid in there. But Joey, I guess I throw it back to you in a sense. Like, at what point? How many weeks of that do they have to see to be like, maybe we get Kenny in there, maybe we juice up this offense?
I will say this: to play a game and have it go through an entire overtime quarter as a quarterback in 2022. Finishing with 194 yards passing just isn't good enough. It's not good enough. And it is something where this could become a concern because I don't care how good the Steelers' defense is this year, and they are fantastic. They could be the steel curtain from the 70s. If they're out there for 94 plays a game because the offense can't sustain anything, you're not going to win. They're going to get worn down, and it's going to get ugly.
Passer rating, though. It was only, 70-something for...
Trubisky's rating was 78.2.
That's not getting it done.
No, it's not getting it done. I would keep a very close eye on him, and this is how I would view it. Victor, I'd have a little bit of a short leash on Trubisky.
I would too.
Mike Tomlin's not. It has been reported that Mike Tomlin's dream plan is for Kenny Pickett to sit the whole year as a backup quarterback.
Why? You're not learning anything on the bench. You're not.
Do you know how long I would give Trubisky?
Tell me.
I would give him next week against New England, and I would give him week 3, the short week Thursday night in Cleveland.
I agree.
If there's no improvement by the Browns game in week 3, I would pull the plug, start Kenny Pickett week 4 because that's the
longer week.
That's the most advantageous situation for the young rookie quarterback. It's week 4. It's at home. At home, you're coming off of sort of a mini bye because the Browns game's on Thursday night, so that's 10 days to prepare. It's the Jets, and it's at home. So, to me, if there's no improvement, I feel that that is the most opportune time to make the switch at quarterback if you're going to.
I agree.
That'd be your plan.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the most logical one. I don't expect Kenny to get in against New England, and I don't think they're going to throw the kid in there on a short week at Cleveland. No matter if there's no Deshaun, Cleveland's still a tough place to play no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
So I totally get that. But if there's no improvement by Cleveland, I don't know how you don't reevaluate that longer week you have and be like, maybe this kid's ready. This kid's had 3 weeks to prepare and see how an NFL team goes into a practice mode and gets prepared for a game. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Because it is one of those things, if you don't do it between week 3 and 4 with the Jets, then you're not going to have an advantageous time on the schedule to make the switch if you would until the bye week.
Yeah. I agree.
So if Trubisky starts week 4, he's probably going to start until the bye minimum. That's just a fact.
Yeah. Or injury, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how I feel, too. I'm on the same page with you on that one. I just feel like if the O-line continues to – they weren't great, but if they hold their own in pass pro week 2, week 3, then I don't know how they can go and look and be like, yeah, Mitch is still the guy, man, because you can't blame the O-line anymore. If the O-line is cruddy and he's running for his life every play, then I understand why you don't throw the kid in there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But if it's just the same old, it's like, all right, man, you're not holding your own right now. You're not doing anything for us.
They were okay in pass protection, but what concerns me is the run game, because the Steelers wanted to make Najee Harris focal point number 1 of this offense this season, and if they want that to happen, if the O-line keeps run blocking like this, it's not going to happen. And talking about Najee Harris, a segue into that, reports are looking positive that he could be ready to go week 2 against the Patriots.
Do you want to hear my hot take of the week for the podcast?
Yes.
Najee Harris needs to step his game up.
Oh.
I'm tired of seeing Najee Harris stat lines of like 15 carries, 25 yards. Najee, I actually went and watched back the game. Run blocking was terrible. I'll get you that. But when you compare his game to some of the best backs in this league, the Giants don't have a good line. Saquon got it done. And I mean get it done in the sense that if there's not a hole there, they find a hole. They make a hole. Najee runs the ball very conservatively in the sense that he runs the ball in the sense where the play's supposed to go. He runs to the hole it's supposed to go to, this, that, and the third. As a running back, and especially what makes you a great running back, worth being took in the first round and is getting the workload you're getting, at some point, you can't always blame it on the line. You can't. That's just how I feel. You got to sometimes make a hole for yourself. You can't always follow the play. Because if you follow the play, then you're running into a dark cloud. That's just what you call it when you run into nothing. At some point, he has to start making his own holes. At some point, he has to get better vision. I'm not saying he's a bad back. I think his vision's not good.
If the OL was that bad, wouldn't you say running around the ends rather than up the middle?
Yeah, no, I think that would be the smartest thing to do because you do have pretty good pass blocking tight ends. However, you're not going to be running towards the outside every play because the linebackers in this league are too athletic to do that every play. But I'm saying there's a couple times where Najee is not – he's avoiding certain openings and certain little nicks in his game that I'm not impressed with because I don't know how many more of them 12, 15 carries a game for 30 yards I could take without after being like, all right, bro, what's the holdup? Because Saquon just took off for like 130, 150 this week, and his O-line is not that great at all. They're good at tackle. That's about it. The interior of that O-line is not good. And as a running back and as a team that runs the ball, most of the time, your O-line, you're running through the interior of that, not the tackles. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's my hot take, man. I think Najee needs to step his game up when he comes back from injury. He just needs to get better vision is what I would say. His vision needs to be better.
Do you know what my hot take is?
Let me hear it.
And it's a perfect segue into next week's Week 2 game against New England.
Okay.
If you are a Steeler fan who watched in the 70s and loved defense, it is going to be a downright treat for you. Especially you, Hollywood. And I'm not talking about 1970s Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm talking about the 1870s. But, anywho, my hot take is that Sunday's game, first team to 10 points wins.
I agree.
First team
I think both offenses are that limited.
10 points wins. I think right now, these are both bottom 5 offenses in this league.
Yep.
And I don't care how talented Deontay Johnson is, which he is, Claypool is, Freiermuth is, Pickens is. I don't care how much talent you have at the wide receiver, tight end, running back position. Steelers are a bottom 5 offense right now.
Yeah, I'd agree.
First team to 10 points wins.
I'm not even going to get in more depth with that. I finished it with that. I agree with you. As long as the quarterback play stays as what it is.
And the offensive line play remains what it is.
Yep, I agree.
And then also with that, our offense is that bad. And then quickly with New England, you have...
You think this is a fumble here?
We will have to see. But when you look at New England's offense, they have the most expensive wide receiver room in the NFL. And the worst. And they traded their best offensive lineman to Tampa. And their offensive coordinators are Matt Patricia and Joe Judge. Like, that's going to work?
No.
And Mac Jones is getting eaten alive already.
Yep.
First team to 10 wins.
I agree, man.
Well, friends, I think that will about do it here for our episode. Want to thank Hollywood for being here with us this week. Victor, want to thank you again for being here with me this week.
Always.
And friends, just to let you know, week 2 coming up for the NFL. New England Patriots, Pittsburgh Steelers, the home opening game for the Black and Gold from Acrisure Stadium. It is on Sunday, September 18th, 1 p.m. kickoff. We will be here live once again for the live call in the Truth Serum. Also, everybody, I will be live for Thursday Night Football this week between the Chargers and the Chiefs. Victor, talk about a man crush at the quarterback position. Patrick Mahomes against Justin Herbert, my 2 favorite quarterbacks in this league other than Tom. Ha!
I agree.
What a matchup. What a matchup that's going to be. I can't wait to be behind the mic for that one. But Steelers Nation, thank you so much for watching this episode of the Truth Serum Podcast. It is also now available on Spotify and on Anchor as well. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave your comments and thoughts about the Steelers, T.J. Watt, the offense, all of it. From the Truth Serum, Joey the Truth Wagner signing off, everybody. God bless. Have a great night. We will see you later in the week for some more Steelers football.